It was a while. It was a while, man.
So I guess going into what you had just said, you said that Postmodern Jukebox had reached out to you, and that's probably another place where a lot of people know you from. How did they reach out? Was it that they had seen you on Idol, and because you guys obviously are a perfect match together.
Thanks, man.
The video of you guys doing Africa, and there's a whole catalog more. But I guess what was that process like, and how was working with Scott Bradley and you know, that whole group of people?
Scott Bradley hit me up and through Jacob Sesney. I was with Jacob on tour with my own music, doing my record.
Yeah.
And he said, dude, you gotta check out Scott Bradley. I'll get you in touch with him. And so he was doing a residency in LA with Postmodern Jukebox. So I went over, and I remember I called him as I was going over to just play a song, and I hit him up. He was like, "Hey, what song do you want to do? Let's do a song right now and see what happens, and you know, tonight." And so I was like, "Well, been listening to this song. It just came out. Sam Smith's "I'm Not the Only One."
Yep.
And I was like, "Let's just do a jazz version of that. I know the lyrics." And so we did that, and then we decided to do a video to that. And then the next week, he was like, "Well, what else do you know?" I was like, "Stacy's Mom." He's like, "Well, let's do that." And then we did that too. So yeah. And then that turned into a tour, you know, so awesome. we did the videos, released them, and then they offered me a European tour, and that was awesome.
That's awesome.
So was playing with Postmodern, was that touring with them? Was that like the first audience of that size since being on American Idol?
Yep, absolutely. It was like the second coming of American Idol.
Did you feel like the fact that you were forced to perform not just in front of an audience for Idol, but you know, for the millions of people at home, do you think that really enhanced the entertainment value that you had when you were just on tour regularly?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really helped me out. Like, you know, because I don't feel nervous performing in front of anyone these days, and I think that Idol really helped me out because that was the biggest of the big.
Yeah.
So anything comparatively is you know, small apples, man. And it's So yeah, it's easy. It's easy. It's fun, and it's what I love to do. So
are you conscious about the things that you're doing outside of just, you know, just like, oh, I'm, you know, playing the instrument? When you're on stage, are you conscious like, oh, if I do this right now, it's really going to woo the audience over. If I do this, it's going to like really kill. Or is it all just kind of subconscious?
It's like spinning plates. No, it's conscious. It's conscious for sure. Like if I notice that the audience is not paying attention, you got to do something.
Yeah.
And you really have to think on the spot, you know, you just scream, or you have to do the opposite. You don't say anything, just stop playing.
Silence.
Just like, right. Yeah. So there's a number of things, or you do a little kick, you know, it's like, there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
And it address even, I remember actually I went back on American Idol. And I performed for the new judges. So Steven Tyler and J-Lo left. Randy Jackson stayed. Mariah Carey came on, Nicki Minaj came on, and Keith Urban came on.
Yep.
So I was performing to them. And dude, I think Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey were in some kind of quarrel or something. Did I tell you this?
No, I just had watched that season. I just remember them constantly just like,
they were bickering. Yeah.
A lot of bickering.
So I went back on, they hit me up last minute. They're like, "Hey, can you do a Beatles song?" It's Beatles. I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
So I played and I had to perform to them, and Randy Jackson and Keith Urban were really into it, but Mariah and Nicki were just livid. They were looking at me, but I think I couldn't feel a presence there, wow. You know? And I was trying if you look back at the video, there's a time where I'm like, "Hey," you know, yeah. You know, and Nicki was just like, it was like, "Oh, dude, okay, well, you know what?" And so in that case, just ignore her, you know, like, yeah, especially if she's front row and center, you know.
Yeah, if 90% is enjoying it, you got to enjoy that. Ignore that 10%.
Yeah, exactly.